Today we're actually going to talk about racket weights, which is one of the most important factors when you're deciding if a racket is a good fit for you. Welcome to the channel. My name is Howard and I'm an Olympic badminton player. We're gonna get a little technical today and talk about different manufacturer weights that are out there. The first thing that you guys need to know is that the industry has a standard scale for all racket weights. Now, what do I mean by an industry standard scale? Most times on the side of the racket here, you'll actually see a small black sticker that has some of the details of the racket, including the weight of the racket. The scale actually runs from 1U all the way to 9U, 1U being the heaviest and 9U being the lightest. The U means the weight of the racket, and the number that's before the U actually tells you whether it's on the lighter or on the heavier end of the scale. That means the lower the number, the heavier the racket is, and the higher the number, the lighter the racket is. Typically with most high-end rackets, you'll see that they are manufactured between the 3U and the 5U range. This means that they're usually between the 80 gram and 90 gram mark. It's pretty rare to see rackets that are at the end of the ranges, like a 1U racket or a 9U racket. I mean, you might see a 1U racket if you have a very old racket that has a steel shaft versus the newer graphite shafts that we see today. As I mentioned, the most frequent racket weight that you will probably see is a 3U or a 4U racket. A racket that is classified as 4U usually weighs between 80 to 85 grams, and a racket that's 3U usually weighs somewhere between 85 to 90 grams. Obviously, the weight represents the racket frame itself. It doesn't include the grip or the strings that might add to the overall weight of a complete racket. Don't get this confused with the G4 and G5 that's also marked on that little black sticker, because those indicate grip size. Now that you guys understand the different average weights, let's take a look at the different rackets that I have here and let's weigh them. Here I have 3 Yonex rackets, and of the 3, we have the heaviest of them, which is a 3U Z-Force 2. Moving up, we have a 4U Astrox 88S Pro, and of the 3, the lightest one, which is a 5U, we have a NanoFlare 800 LT. Let's throw them on the scale. With our Z-Force 2, let's see how much it weighs. The Z-Force 2 actually weighs around 88 grams. Now we have the Astrox 88S Pro. The Astrox 88S Pro weighs 85 grams, which is a little bit lighter, and that's what we expected. For the lightest of the 3, let's see how much the NanoFlare 800 LT weighs. The NanoFlare 800 LT is coming in at 79 grams, so just shy of 80 grams. One thing to keep in mind though is that rackets in the same weight category might not be exactly the same weight. You could have 2 different 3U rackets, one on the lighter end at about 86 grams and then another at 88 grams, but both still fitting within that 3U weight range. Since this is the overall weight of the racket, manufacturers are still able to manipulate the way the racket feels through weight distribution. You could have 2 exactly same weighted 3U rackets that feel different because one might be heavier in the head and lighter in the bottom versus another one that is just completely balanced through the entire racket. This is why each racket feels different, and it's up to you as a player to decide what you like and what you don't like. Some people prefer lighter rackets and others prefer heavier rackets. And the difference between the two can really affect your swing, but also the power that you generate from your swing. I hope that this wasn't too technical for you guys, but that it'll help you understand your rackets better. I would appreciate if you guys hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'll be coming out with more videos and content like this, so you can also hit the little bell and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.